Hey everybody, it's Kate Beaters, your breakthrough expert. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. I've got some really cool content to share with you. So if you are there listening, will you just let me know? I'm trying out a new microphone. So let's see, over a little, trying a new microphone. So I just want to make sure everyone can hear me okay. So if you can you just do a like or a heart or something so I know that this is coming over loud and clear. Please let me know before I dive in. Yeah, just let me know you can hear me. Okay, yay. All right. It's a new mic, so I always like to make sure things are working okay, the first time you try something out. So I've got something really cool I want to share with you today. Let's see, got this. Okay, there we go. All righty. So I thought this would be kind of a really cool topic to talk about today. And hey, Colleen, and hi, Lynn. And hi, Carol, and anyone else who's just joining. So we're going to do some cool stuff. We're going to do some tapping in a little bit. But and if you're just hearing me for the first time, I'm Kate Beaters. I'm the breakthrough expert and founder of Brilliance Builders. I'm sitting here in Boston. It's actually kind of a nice day today, and I'm sitting here drinking a really delicious smelling tea with my Cancun mug. And there's my girl Callie. You probably just heard her shake her collar. And isn't this a cool glass? I got this last year on the retreat to Cancun. I'm going back again. So, but I'm good with mugs. I don't need to get another mug this year. But what I want to talk about is a topic that pops up quite frequently, especially for entrepreneurs, especially for women. And I thought that I would just do a little quick training on that because for a lot of you, I know you'll find it really helpful and it can help you over a hurdle. And what I'm talking about is when you get frustrated, things just aren't happening fast enough. And when you feel like they're not happening fast enough, you say like, well, shoot, it's just not going to happen, right? I mean, how often have you done that? And I could guarantee you, if you were in a room with me, like if I was on stage, you'd be raising your hand, say, yep. Or if we were on a coaching call, you'd be saying, yep. So I want to talk about that because we all do tend to get frustrated sometimes when things don't happen the way we want them to. And then we often go to that bad place, and then what we want just becomes further and further away. So I want to kind of share some solutions from a couple of different perspectives and then try them and see what happens. And as always, if you're looking for more support, just reach out to my team, info@katebeaters.com, and we can get connected and help you from there. So the first way I want to approach it is understand is that part of it is making sure you're taking the right action. And I'm not going to get into that so much today, but I'm just saying you do have to have a strategy. You do need to be taking right action. You do need to be accountable. You do need to know what needs to go first, second, third, fourth, etc. Do your priorities, know when to delegate. So those things are really critical. Again, I'm not going to get deep into that today because that's not the point of this training. The other thing that pops up is understanding with laws of attraction. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that means, in a real quick nutshell, it just means that what you think is what you attract back. Very simple. It's like and what that means is that things take a certain amount of time to happen, right? It could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be a week, it could be a year. And there's no rule of how long it has to take, but understand your beliefs are really critical in how long it will take. And so if you get frustrated saying, but wait a minute, I've been doing calls or I've been networking or I've been doing this, why isn't it happening? Well, maybe it's just not happening. You haven't given it enough time. And so what happens is when you get frustrated, and this is the key point of this video, when you get frustrated and you start telling yourself all these stories like, see, these things never happen for me, or see, it's not meant to be, or see, other people get this stuff, but not me, or I don't deserve it, or I don't know how, or whatever crazy story you're telling yourself, in essence, it's stopping it from coming through. So for those of you listening, is that resonating with anyone? I'm just gonna put my glasses on for a second. I get some likes or hearts or something to show that this is resonating because this is a really, really important topic, okay? So understand that when you start telling yourself those things, that all the negative stories that of it's not going to happen or why it's not going to happen or you don't deserve it, you in essence are shutting the door. So basically you set the intention for it to happen and then all of a sudden you're shutting the door saying it's not going to happen. And whether you gave yourself that week or the couple of days or a month or whatever, and you start telling yourself these stories of why, and then it's not meant to be. And then typically what happens is at that point, two things happen. First is you stop taking action to make it happen. Well, if you stop taking action, it's not going to happen. The second thing is you stop believing. And if you stop believing it's going to happen, well, guess what? That's how the laws of attraction work. If you're not believing it's going to happen, guess what? It's not going to happen. Okay, that's just how it works. So your question is, well, how do I continue to believe, right? Is that a big question? Can I get some hearts or likes or something? Because this is a huge question. And there's Callie. Callie agrees, right? Callie's like, yeah. I would move the thing, but I've got my mic here and I don't want to like knock it over. But Callie's like, yeah, if you don't believe, if she doesn't believe that her food's not going to come, she's not going to sit there and wait. Callie will sit there in the kitchen where her food and water bowl are, and when she's ready for more food, because Callie sometimes likes seconds, I don't know if that's allowed, but that's what she gets sometimes, that she'll just sit there in front of that bowl, and whether it means 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a half hour, she'll sit there until she gets her seconds and thirds. It's just, and she knows it'll always happen. She doesn't know, she doesn't have a watch on, so she's not sitting there going, hey, it's been 5 minutes, where's Kate? She should be feeding me right now. She doesn't do that. She's just like, I'm going to sit here till the food comes because I know I'm going to get that food, okay? But people, our brains work differently. And so when you sit there and say it's not happening fast enough, it's not happening when I want it to, it's not happening the way I want to, in essence, you are shutting the door. So what I want to do is I want to do a round of tapping with you. So you get to experience tapping with me and you get to see how we start to start shifting some of those things up there. So if you've never tapped before, what tapping is a really, really powerful mindset technique that helps you shift and release old fears, doubts, old stories, disappointments, worries, stress, anxiety, all those kinds of things that stop you, right? So as you start moving forward, all those negative things are like this and you can't get through them. So tapping is kind of like pushing it away. And then you're able to ultimately replace it with more positive things that are in alignment of what you want to do, where you want to be, and all that. And I love tapping. I know there's a lot of mindset techniques out there. And truthfully, if there was one I thought that I liked better or thought was more powerful or got better results, I would have spent, the tens of thousands of dollars studying that and being an expert. Instead, tapping totally profoundly changed my life. And that's what I use with my clients along with strategies, because I find when I put the two together, boom, everybody skyrockets, amazing things happen. So the way tapping works, if you've never done it before, it's kind of like Simon Says, that you're going to repeat certain phrases that I have you say, and you're going to tap where I tell you to tap. And you're going to be tapping on parts of your upper body and your face. And so again, you tap where I tell you to tap, and you say what I tell you to say. I always tell people, as in any mindset technique, that you want to be responsible for your own well-being. And which means that if for some reason you don't like it, tapping is meant to be very gentle, but if for whatever reason you don't like it, just simply stop. Be responsible for yourself. And so what you want to do before we start this tapping is I want you to just think about, when you kind of think like, geez, like things just don't work out and they just don't happen the way I want, or this thing I'm working on right now is just not happening fast enough and I need it to happen faster, so maybe it's never going to happen. And I want you to just kind of think about that intensity. And you're just going to kind of give it a number 0 to 10. 0, not bothering you at all, not an issue. And 10 or above, that it's like, oh my God, this thing keeps me up every single night. And I'm just going to take a sip of water here. And before we start, and so we can kind of move forward. And again, anything I'm saying that resonates with you, please do some hearts or likes. That way I know you guys are hearing me. So please do that on your phone or your computer, whatever you're using to watch and listen to me. So what you're going to do again is repeat after me for tapping, and tap where I tell you to tap. And if you have tapped before, you may notice I tap a little bit differently. I like how I tap. I think it's extremely results oriented. So I ask you to tap where I'm telling you to tap and how I'm telling you to tap. So again, you're going to repeat after me. And what I want you to do before we even start tapping is I want you to do a nice big yawn. One of those yawns that if you were out in public, your mom or dad would say, like, you're not supposed to do that in public. Well, I'm giving you permission. So you can do those yawns. You just kind of stretch and you make your fingers and toes really long. I love doing these. It's just like a refresh. So do one of those yawns, and then you're going to start tapping with me. And again, repeat after me, saying the words I say. And you're going to tap on what's called your karate chop. So a couple of fingers tapping here. And just repeat after me. Even though I don't believe this thing will happen fast enough, and you guys are repeating after me, I want to find a way to love and accept myself. You're going to do it again, even though I don't believe this thing I really want is happening fast enough. I want to love and accept myself. And one last time, even though I don't believe this thing I really want is going to happen fast enough. Maybe it's because I don't deserve it. Maybe because I'm not worthy. And whether that's right or wrong, good or bad, true or false, I want to find a way to love and accept myself and work through this belief. Okay, shake your hands out as if you got them wet, no towels to wipe them on. And now we're going to the face and upper body. So again, tap where I'm telling you to tap and repeat after me. I don't believe this will happen. You're tapping your inner eye, outer eye. I just don't believe it'll happen. Now under eye, it doesn't seem possible. Now under nose, it's not happening fast enough. Chin point, it never happens fast enough. Collarbone, it seems like it happens to everybody else. And now underarm, but not me. And now we're going to the liver point. I'm going to just push that there. It's right underneath the underwear bra. It's just not happening fast enough. And then wrist point, I wish it would. And top of head, but it's not. Maybe it's not meant to be. Maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe this success is for others, but not for me. Maybe it's not supposed to happen. And maybe it'll never happen. And underarm, so why bother? And then liver point again. But this negative attitude, wrist point, just isn't helping me. Top of head, it just makes me feel bad about myself. Outer eye, and what I can accomplish in my life. Under eye, what if I could find a way, under nose, to start shifting out of that. Chin point, to start believing that what I want is actually on its way. Collarbone, because that's how the laws of attraction work. Underarm, once you set the intention, and then liver point, it starts happening. Wrist point, and the truth is, top of head, all these negative thoughts I'm getting in inner eye are stopping it from happening. And outer eye, so what if I could start to look at it differently? Under eye, to know that it could be on its way. Under nose, and it just hasn't arrived yet. Chin point, maybe I have to take more action. Collarbone, maybe I need to do some more tapping or get some help with my beliefs. Underarm, but it just hasn't arrived yet. And then liver point, it doesn't mean it'll never happen. Wrist point, so what if I could start to shift how I feel? And top of the head, and know it's actually on its way. Okay, everyone, take another nice deep breath. And didn't that feel good? Can I get some hearts and likes and things for this tapping round? And I want you to just think about how you kind of feel now about this issue. And most of you, as you watch this and tap with me, you'll notice it start to shift and get a little bit lower and feel a little bit better. And if you find your number going sideways, it's not a bad thing. It just means that you've got some new thoughts, some fears, some doubts, some things that have popped up, and you just need to work on them. And those are things I can help you with. And what I just wanted to demonstrate with you is that sometimes hearing things is not enough to make these shifts, to make these changes. And that's why I find so powerful about tapping, because I find like logically I might know some of these things, but yet I'm not able to wrap my brain around it. And I find that with tapping, when I work with my tapping practitioner, I'm able to shift how I view, and that makes me feel more positive about it, makes me understand that the universe is for me instead of against me, and know that all these things are happening. Does that make sense to everybody? Oh, thank you, Colleen. Thank you for that. And please do some hearts and likes and things if this resonates. You may want to go back and watch this again. Please share this with your friends and understand that this is, to me, the most powerful way of helping people shift, and where I'm super results oriented. That's why I absolutely love it. You're quite welcome, Colleen. And so please share this with your friends. And if I can be of further service to you, please reach out to my team, info@katebeaters.com. And thank you guys for all the hearts and likes. I really appreciate that. Take care. And until we meet again, be brilliant.